we have major breaking news with regards to André Onana, and we have this from reliable sources and everything in between. And the truth is, I had a conversation with someone on a live stream, and many people are actually, fed up and done with this whole André Onana situation, with the stories surrounding him. I mean, the Manchester United goalkeeper and everything. Basically, there are some narratives that have come out, obviously, and the truth is, I can totally understand the stance of Manchester United, especially with Omar Berrada and the plan and everything. And I'll break it down based on some news reports and some reliable sources. And so long as it has come out from these reliable sources, then it is 100% true. Now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I don't take it for granted that you all follow this channel and you help us grow this community, and we'll have interesting conversations. And it makes me feel like, we've done a great job bringing to life this channel and everything that it stands for. So thank you so much. Now, basically, Fabrizio Romano has said that breaking news: Trabzonspor has reached verbal agreements with Manchester United to sign André Onana on loan. Club-to-club verbal agreement in place, and final decision is now up to Onana. It's only up to the goalkeeper now, right? And then furthermore, Ben Jacobs, I always talk about like reliable sources here. Ben Jacobs goes on to say that André Onana is now giving serious consideration to leaving Manchester United for Trabzonspor on loan. Onana was initially intent to stay, but a move to Turkey could now be possible. Man United waiting on Onana's decision. This is according to Ben Jacobs. And then he also reposted the same post to kind of create emphasis or reminder, but it is what it is. This is as of today. And then furthermore, I went on to check out what David Ornstein had to say about this, and he says André Onana is open to joining Trabzonspor and waiting to review contract for proposed move from Manchester United. Trabzonspor wants the 29-year-old goalkeeper available for next game. That is Fenerbahce on September 14th. So it's like next week. So that's more revealing, right? And the deal with MUFC's MUFC season-long loan, no fee or buy option. That is from Trabzonspor. Before we go there, we'll go to what that report says, basically about the whole André Onana situation. Because with regards to this whole André Onana situation, we want to be sure we have reliable reports. We want to be sure we have everything. Everything in place about this. And this is from The Athletic, and it was written by Kalanka and Laurie Whitwell, and basically even like David Ornstein. Manchester United and Turkish side Trabzonspor are now in talks over a season-long loan deal for André Onana. The move is said to be without a fee or option to buy, and it hinges on the goalkeeper's agreement. Onana has not played in the Premier League yet this season, and is open to the opportunity while waiting to review the contract. Now, the Turkish transfer window does not close until September 12th, and Trabzonspor want Onana to be available for their next game against Fenerbahce on September 14th. The Athletic reported that United had completed the sign of 23-year-old goalkeeper Senne Lammens from Royal Antwerp on September 1. Now, that's transfer deadline day, while they had also been in dialogue with Aston Villa for Eni Martinez, though an offer was never made. Now, Onana missed United's preseason tour due to a hamstring injury and has only made one appearance this season in the Manchester side's Carabao Cup loss to Grimsby Town, where he made 2 errors and saved one of Grimsby's 13 penalties in the shootout. After his omission in the Premier League against Fulham on August 24th, his representatives checked if the club wanted them to look at exit options, but they were told not to, and that the player remains part of the head coach Ruben Amorim's plans. Now, Onana also if we're going to go deep into details as to what happened, the 29-year-old joined. This is kind of like a historical context. Joined Man United from Inter in July 2023 for an initial 51 million euros fee, which is around 43.9 million, and then pounds basically, plus a 4 million euros in add-ons. Now his United contract runs until 2028, so he's still got like 3 years left on his deal. 3 years left on his deal, or with this season 2 years left on his deal. Onana replaced David De Gea as Man United's number one after the Spanish goalkeeper was unable to come to an agreement with the club to extend his stay. The Cameroon international made 51 appearances during his debut season at the club, keeping 13 clean sheets and starting United's FA Cup final victory over Manchester City. He was dropped in April for United's Premier League match at Newcastle after being at fault for Lyon's goals in their 2-2 Europa League quarter-final first leg 3 days earlier. It was the first time he had missed the league minutes since joining the club. Onana made 102 appearances for Manchester United and kept 18 clean sheets in the Premier League. And that is basically 13 clean sheets in the first season. And I think he kept 9 clean sheets in the second season. So it's more than 18. I think it's 21. But it is what it is. So, speaking further on the André Onana situation, that was from The Athletic. Now we're going to go to Fabrizio Romano, what he had to say further on his YouTube channel. Fabrizio Romano on André Onana's move to Trabzonspor is nearly done. Basically, he's talking about the move nearly done. There's an agreement between Trabzonspor in the Turkish league and Manchester United for André Onana. Agreement club to club done for André Onana to leave Manchester United and go on loan on a loan deal with part of the salary covered by Trabzonspor. Now the idea of Trabzonspor is close. The deal is as soon as possible. Now it now depends on Onana. If Onana, who has to say, okay, I want to stay at Man United, compete for my sport, I will not leave, or okay, I come to Trabzonspor, I will be the starting goalkeeper and I will prove everyone wrong. This is more like Fabrizio Romano speculating basically what André Onana might possibly say. Then we'll go to another reporter who is kind of like another reporter who is kind of like in the know, ITK. So in the know when it comes to Manchester United news, and that is Simon Stone. He says, this was a couple hours ago, Manchester United goalkeeper André Onana is considering a loan move to Turkish side Trabzonspor. Now, Onana had been linked with another Turkish club, Galatasaray, but they opted to sign Yugokan Kaçer, right? And then Kaçer, who started Turkish World Cup qualifying win over Georgia on Thursday, joined from Trabzonspor on September 2nd in a deal that could eventually be worth around 36 million euros, which is 31.2 million pounds. Now, Trabzonspor have been assessing alternatives since that deal was completed, and club sources believe Onana could have a major impact. Onana is on international duty with Cameroon, and the Turkish transfer window is open until 12th September. Now, letting Onana or Altebandere leave United has been on the cards since the club signed Senne Lammens from Royal Antwerp on deadline day. Although Old Trafford officials stressed that the club were willing to have a senior squad including 4 goalkeepers, that was at odds with head coach Ruben Amorim's stated desire to have a similar squad in the absence of European football. Tom Heaton is the 4th senior goalkeeper in the United ranks. Now, Onana had, in theory, ended last season as United's number 1 goalkeeper, given he started the Europa League final defeat by Tottenham. However, so this is more like breaking down the story. However, after injuring his hamstring at the start of preseason training, he missed all United's warm-up games and was overlooked for their opening 3 Premier League matches when Bayern was chosen. Onana did start the shock second round EFL exit or defeat by League Two Grimsby Town last month, when he was at fault for the Mariners' second goal. Now, the 29-year-old was signed from Inter for 47.2 million in 2023 million pounds, with the deal with then United boss Erik ten Hag keen to be reunited with a goalkeeper he first worked with at Ajax. Onana has rarely looked comfortable though, and the decision to bring him in to replace four-time club player of the year De Gea has repeatedly been questioned. Now, a succession of mistakes led to Onana being dropped from the Premier League defeat at Newcastle in 2013, although he was recalled for the chaotic 5-4 Europa quarter-final win over Lyon immediately afterwards. Now, there's a barrage of errors that Onana has had. Simon Stone didn't really talk deep about the deal because he just wanted to focus on André Onana. Now, in truth here, André Onana made a lot of mistakes. Let's look at the chaotic 5-4 loss to 5-4 win to Olympic Lyon in the Europa League semi-final. I think so. Yeah, no, I think, where did they say that happened? 5-4 quarterfinal. Now, that chaotic game, basically, André Onana could have prevented at least 2 goals. Couldn't have been 5-4. Wouldn't have been struggling to come from behind. There won't be need for extra time and stuff. But Onana caused it, and Onana could have saved a particular free kick where he was flat-footed. There were other times where he could have saved the setting goal. At least 2 goals in that game, that 5-4 game, would have been saved by André Onana. But obviously, it wasn't to be. And yeah, it is crazy, and I wouldn't blame Manchester United fans for feeling the way they feel about this André Onana situation, because we have given him a lot of chance to prove himself, and he didn't prove himself. Another thing again we need to consider is the fact that Omar Berrada has said time and again that the rule or the law or the new standard for Manchester United is if you don't perform in 2 seasons, you're out. So there are so many players who are at Man United that they perform in 2 seasons since Ineos era started, and in the second season or at the end of the second season, they're out. This is André Onana's 3rd season. Well, albeit he hasn't even started at all. He's only played 1 game. Alter Binder has gone ahead of him. And so you tend to get the reason why Manchester United, would have gone against, keeping André Onana. And then, for me, I feel he should take the Trabzonspor deal. I feel he should take the Trabzonspor deal and move on, like go on loan, go and play. I heard the whole contract talk and stuff that he had with the club after the Europa League final, and that Amorim was not happy about it, and everything in between. So he should go and take the Trabzonspor deal. I mean, we've heard so many names or so many things talked about with regards to Manchester United. There's also the one where there was a reason why Man United signed Senne Lammens. And Senne Lammens is basically, there's a strong sense of the Project 150 around Manchester United's decision to pay 18.1 million for the 23-year-old goalkeeper, and the plan to aim for the Premier League title by 2028, the 150th anniversary of the club, and that started life as Newton Heath. Now, Berrada doubled down on the aim in June this year, in an interview with the respected United We Stand fanzine, stating why not aim for it. That's the question. Now, the overall strategy is building for the better future. The overall strategy of building for the better future, behind the decision was taken less than 12 hours before the transfer window closed. And United told Lammens to board a jet to fly to Manchester rather than ask Aston Villa for Emiliano Martinez to head up the M6 to complete the move. And he had hoped would happen virtually since last season ended. So basically, the reason why Man United signed Senne Lammens is a futuristic project. We don't want a situation where in a year or two we're looking for another goalkeeper and all of that. So you sign Senne Lammens, he builds and embeds himself in the club. If there's a chance that he performs very well this season, like taking a punt at the player, then you will have a chance of a good goalkeeper in your hands, and then you have other goalkeepers as backups, including Arthur Binder. And if Arthur Binder decides he doesn't want to stay at Man United, he moves away to other clubs. Same thing with Tom Heaton. Him being there would be good. So let's look at it from that perspective, and that's the reason why André Onana is kind of out of the plans. And I think it's a last minute thing. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section, because the truth is, Man United fans are done. Man United fans are through with this whole Onana situation, and they just want it to be over. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Let's build on it and let's have deep conversations about this whole situation. And let's see, do you believe that Senne Lammens is going to be the number one? Do you believe that André Onana should take that deal and move on? I know most Man United fans will say yes, André Onana should take that deal and move on. So let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. If we get any news, we're going to break it down to you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.